I get to stay home. I don't drive. I probably put on, if I put on 60 miles a week, I'd be really surprised. I have times where it's a week, 2 weeks before I even get in a car.
When I first got involved with him, I tried to talk him into declaring bankruptcy and just giving it all up. And he just couldn't bring himself to do that. He's been doing this for almost 20 years, and it's really hard for him to turn it off.
He started with him and me and one other person, and we all helped unload trucks, but he likes working for himself. You know, he does, like I said before, he's not a good employee. He gets frustrated with people that don't understand what he's trying to explain to him. He's a lot like his father that way.
The old man was going to have an alcohol plant here back in the late 70s. They had all this funding available and everything, and he got into it, and then the funding, they just pulled all the funding out. And so he was left kind of hanging, and he was looking around for something to process, I guess. And brewer's yeast was available. I guess that's how we got into it.
This time of morning is a milk truck build.
Both of my parents were very much, they just stuck to it. And that's one thing they've taught me, is that you just persevere and you just keep going. I think Bob could make a living in this area doing something else, but I don't think he'd be happy working for somebody else.
Work is important, you know, you're going to be working a lot, you know, get used to it. I guess I have, but it took me a while. I was lazy when I was a kid. One thing that our business has afforded us, the wife and I, is we were around the kids every day they came home from school. Once in a while you have to be around for them, you know. Ethanol thing is going to bite everybody bad. It can be looked at as a feel-good bad thing. Because it takes more energy to make it than it does what you get out of it, you know? And it's trucking of everything every way, and there was only so much production out there. Sure, you can raise it a little bit, but it ain't going to raise it. You're not going to raise it a lot. Not enough to make up for what's being taken. You know, it makes hog feed more expensive. It makes everything more expensive. All your food items, because it's basically a food. Like Wisconsin told my old man years ago, corn is for food, not for fuel. You know. Another way.
Fuel prices went up so high, he really had to shut down and change his whole operation. But the problem was, when he shut down, he was shut down for a lot longer than he thought he would have to be, and it really did a number on his business. what he would just love is if she could just go back to being just his wife and not have to deal with anything business related. He's got to have Chris by his side. He really wants to make a living here on the farm.
My biggest mistake is I've been too trusting to everybody. But life
Dad
goes
had
on.
made the same mistake.
Yeah, I mean, what?
But that's how you choose to live your life, to have faith in other people to a degree.
Which was a mistake in hindsight, you know.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want you to be any different than that.
I think I'd stay with the brewer's yeast. I think I can get this to be a simple situation that pays good for, you know, one guy, and I should be able to do really well. It's just a matter of finding markets for the dried product, which I think that will happen in time. It always does. And that the brewer's yeast is almost a commodity type of material, and there's always a market for the alcohol.
A lot of farmers, they still live in their house, but they're not farming anymore. Because their kids don't want to farm. They're not making the money anymore, so the kids are not taking over the farms because there isn't any money in it. And, you know, and they can't afford to support their parents.
Last year I've been trying to make up for all the money I lost for 2 and 3 previous years before this. I think I'm doing pretty good alone, but I'm not going to be able to do it forever the way I'm doing it. I'm going to have to get a little smarter about it. Too much stuff to look at in here, that's why it's got to get cleaned up. And you see Nick fucked up my rake, I got to fix that. And nothing really happens. Come out here in about an hour, you'll have a good fire going.
When I got involved in it, it was because of their financial problems and the fact that Chris was really stressing out. It really became a heavy load for her. So the reason I got involved really was just to try to take a little of that load off of her. But it's been difficult at times for me because I really worry about him. I worry about him losing everything. And I've really had to kind of distance myself a little bit and not worry about some things that are out of my control and just have faith in his ability and in Chris's ability to turn this thing around.
I just want to get my bills paid and live on, you know, I mean, just never thought that I'd have to work as hard as I have to work.